What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Embrace by Autumn. Alright, guys, hope you guys are having a really great day today. Listen, fuck it, it really actually. Okay, you know what? Before we start, man, I think I said it before, but I'll say it again. This is why I like the Xbox better than the fucking PlayStation, because Xbox holds your place on the game. Okay, it's annoying when you have games when you're playing games like online multiplayer games, or online games, because and then the session will close and you have to restart the game. But if you're playing like single player games, like for example this one, or fuck it, let's say like Halo or Gears of War, Xbox will hold your place. You know what I'm saying? Without closing the game, so you can play other games and then come back to this game. See, the fucking PlayStation just sucks in that department. Damn it, everything fucking closes on it. Anyways, enough of that. Let's go and fucking see if we can actually get to a better part, bro. I was having a good weekend. I was having a good weekend, not thinking about this game, and then fucking what is it? It's like 1:08 right now, Monday, and I'm fucking tired and hurt. I'll explain why later. Um, and and I'm all like, ah, fuck, I gotta fucking play this game. Here we go. That's right. I know it might seem rude, Albertine, to ask for a favor when we've interacted so very little over the years. Nonsense, Leonie. You're my little sister no matter what. Marcel's vagabond of a father does. Huh? Oh, no matter what Marcel's vagabond of a father does, and I love you. In fact, the fact hasn't. Wait, that fact hasn't and will never change. I do anything for you and Marcel. Just to see the pair of you smile. I certainly haven't been smiling these last few days. That's for sure. But despite the proclamation, my mother's lips quirk upwards all the same, albeit weakly. I wonder if that's because Aunt Albertine, oopsie, a friendly face can make a big difference, especially when it seems like the world is against you. I was thinking, I don't have the money to send Marcel abroad, and I very much doubt you do. But you must have some connections being a headmistress. Would it be possible to get Marcel a place to another school, perhaps one in the countryside? Maybe we would be able to complete his studies there in relative peace away from Paris. I could try, but Mayonnaise is a small village. My school is the only establishment of its kind in the immediate vicinity, and it only accepts young women. Oh, we have a problem here. I could see if I could get your Marcel a place in an all-boys school in Nevers, but there's no guarantee they would take him in. I know that feeling. The boys outside of Paris can be just as cruel as those within. Yeah, I can see it. You're right, of course. No matter where Marcel goes, this is going to follow him. My mother frowns. She taps his finger against the surface of the table. Is there anything you can do? I just want my son to be happy. Homeschool woman? Like, okay, hold up. Now I gotta see something, right? I gotta see something. Um, was education a big hold up a big deal in Paris in 1896? I think that's what it was, right? Let me see. And Google says yes. Fuck. Fuck me. Yes, education was significant topic in France, including in Paris in 1896, largely due to a series of educational reforms implements in the pressing years. Ah, fuck me. Okay, so yeah, okay, so we can't escape this. We ah, my god, fucking hell, dude. Oh my god, dude. Can I just get like a GED or something? Fuck. Um, where did the music go? Okay. Aunt Albertine sits up a little straighter. Her eyes, which are green, bore into my mother's blues. I inherited my height from my father, but the rest of my features, the blue eyes and blonde hair, came from my mother. All right, for a boy, I look unusually fat. Fuck me. Which is another thing my classmates delight in teasing me about. They had no shortage of material. Really when it comes to tormenting me. I have one potential solution, but you have. My mother sits up straight, her fingers curling against the tabletop. What is it? It's an unusual stratagem, and there is a substantial amount of risk attached. I am uncertain whether you would approve. Of course I would approve. Mom, please, you're goddamn son. Relax. Why wouldn't I if it's for my son's sake? Are you certain, Leo? Yo, you can't. Okay, hold up. Aunt Albertine, you can't be fucking saying this type of shit without actually, saying what you want to say. Hold up, it's getting loud for me. Let me turn it down a little bit. But yeah, you can't say that. You could be like, "Are you certain?" without you actually saying what you want to say, bro. Fuck me. Okay. Would you be willing to go to an extreme for Marcel? No measure is. Oh my God! No measure is too extreme to come to my son. Very well. In that case, we do. Why don't you let Marcel enroll in my school? It's not as fancy as school in Paris, perhaps, and not so well funded, but the girls there are happy, and our teachers are competent. Hold on. Okay. So, education was a big deal, education, I guess, is still a big deal nowadays, but I guess back then it was a big deal, right? And I'm guessing that when you finish school, your like diploma says your name. What the fuck am I gonna do, man? Like, is my name still gonna be Marcel? Huh? The country air might do him some good. And though he would be away from you, he would still be living at living near family. As his aunt, I would look after him. I could write you letters about his progress. Okay, but where's she gonna go? Where's my mom gonna go? Your school, but I thought you only admitted girls. This is correct, yes. Then we could. Then how could Marcel possibly enroll there? We would stand out more than ever. Well, there's the thing. Marcel wouldn't enroll at my school per se. Huh? I think I can see where this is going, but my aunt's plan is so crazy I can scarcely bring myself to believe it. Then again, a lot of crazy things have happened to me lately. This is just another drop in the ocean. I don't mean to insult you, Marcel, but I think you would fit well at school. All you need to do is braid your hair and wear a uniform. I fail to see why anybody should tell you apart from one of my students. You would fit right in. What? My mother gasped. Surely you don't mean... But I do. Leonie, this is the only suggestion I can think of. For a year, Marcel will study at my school under my supervision. He will dress as one of my girls, act as one of my girls, and nobody shall be any wiser. When a year passes and he has completed his education, all his nastiness surrounding George would have blown over. Then we would be able to resume his old life in Paris. Okay, so I understand what she's saying. A full year? Okay. A full year in her school, and pretty much until like everything dies down, right? Everything dies down with my from whatever the hell our father is doing, right? But wouldn't that just make it worse, right? Because I'm gonna leave, right? Okay, I'm gonna leave Paris to live in the countryside, right? All the people who are bullying me are gonna be like, where the fuck did this guy go, huh? Or, whatever the fuck they tell us because we look like a chick. And, so we'll leave for a full year, and my the ordeal of my father will die down, and I come back to Paris, wouldn't that shit just make it a lot worse? And the dudes and everybody else trying to fucking bully me would be like, there he is, Mr. Little Runaway, and fucking start wailing on us. Unless we start training in the field, start becoming buff, dude, I don't think we're gonna survive this Ant on their team. Until then, however, I would like to look at. I know this sounds like a strange idea, but this is the best solution I can think of. Believe me, Leonie, I want the best for your son too. I will do everything in my power to protect him. Now, what do you say? What do you say to that, Mom? Please think about it. Where are you gonna go? Foxy actually sold me. 15th September, Tuesday. Embraced by autumn. I sit on the train and stare listlessly out the window, my eyes unfocused. The track must be old and uneven because the wheels of the train screech against the cold, hard steel. The back of my head bumps against the seat. I accidentally bite down on my tongue and I wince. Yo, come on, what the fuck are we doing? Like, are we like fucking, sticking our tongue out or something, man? Come on. Oh dear. Aunt Albertine gives me a sympathetic look. You even hurt yourself, have you? Oh my god! Fuck! I didn't know! Damn it! No, I'm fine. Are you sure? I'm not really sure, of course, but I can't tell my aunt. I can't tell my aunt that. I don't make it work. I'm as sure as I can be. Dude, we just gotta fucking go with it. I'll tell you guys this, right? Actually, I'll tell you guys in a bit. The poor thing, that must be tough for me. I'll manage. I give my aunt what I hope is a comforting smile, but I doubt it. I doubt it's all effective. I don't really like smiling given the circumstance. I spent my whole life in Paris. I've never been to the countryside before, not once in my life, and now all of a sudden I'm being thrust from the old world and into a new one. I barely had enough time to say goodbye to my mother before being whisked away in a horse drawn the fuck is that? Drawn fiacre? With Aunt Albertine to the street station. Okay, but what the fuck is Mom? Like, she sold the apartment, right? I mean, what the fuck's gonna happen to her? Traveling by train is a new experience for me. It's noisier than I imagined, and there are more people though. There are more people, though they all sequestrated away inside their own little compartments. Aunt Albertine and I have a compartment of our own to ourselves, but I can hear the faint sound of a child screaming in the distance, mixed with her mother desperate attempts to shut her up. Dude, just fucking put on your AirPods, bro. Put on your iPod or something. I don't know. The train thuds along the track, and the cold work toy, like a cold work toy. With every second that passes, it leads me away from Paris and my mother and everyone. Wait a minute. And everything I want to do. Okay, my bad. I can't say I enjoy my old life that much, but at least it was familiar to me. I was constantly teased and mocked at my school by my fellow classmates, but I knew to expect it, and I grown adept to hiding in the library so nobody could find me. That's what I thought, at least, but I was still pushed down the stairs despite my best efforts. Marcel, wait, that's the name, right? Marcel, fucking fight back, bro, please. Maybe it's for the best. I'm going away. If I'm starting with a group of girls, I shouldn't need to worry about being assaulted, not physically at least. Oh fuck, yes, we have a point. We have a point, bro. What if they? All right, I have fucking zero idea what happened, right? And fuck, like my I think I touched like the cable from my mic, and fuck, like I don't know where I left off, so I'm just gonna go back a little bit. Like, okay, so I sit through here. So okay, if you guys didn't know, if I didn't, like, if my mic didn't catch everything, we started saying that, like, we're leaving Paris to go to a new place, right? Which is the countryside, and then we're leaving the past to go to the future, pretty much, like the newer stuff and stuff like that. We start thinking about how we used to hide in the library, but ultimately ended up fucking being thrown down the stairs. And then we also talked about how, girls are the fairer sex, and they might not hurt us physically, but they will hurt us emotionally, which in my opinion sucks the worst. I can't say I enjoyed my old life. You see, Familiar One, I was constantly teased. Yeah, you see, and that's what I thought. Pushed to the stairs. And this is when I said, "Come on, Marcel, fucking do something," Oh, okay. I don't know what the fuck happened. Okay, so let me see. Okay, so maybe it's for the best, and I'm going away. If I am starting with a group of girls, I shouldn't need to worry about being assaulted, not physically at least. You see what I mean? Girls are supposed to be the fairer sex, and I probably be a lot taller than the rest of them. I just hope I don't stand out. I already feel I stand out horribly, dressed in a printed dress, and Albertine bought for me in a little boutique with my hair tied back in plaits. If I'm going to live as a girl at Albertine Reason, I should try to get used to it as soon as possible. I don't suppose she's wrong, but the breeze sensation against my legs is very strange. It doesn't feel natural at all. Okay, so this is where I said, okay, I'm gonna tell you guys a story about me, right? When I was 18, when I was back in high school, my last year of high school, it was Halloween, and you know what? I decided to go all out. Fuck it. I'm all like, I'm gonna be in high school once. That's it. So, before Halloween, like Halloween Eve, pretty much on the 30th, I decided to literally just shave my arms and legs, right? Just everything, dog. Just everything. You know how long that took me to do? Fucking very long, bro. I have hairy arms. I mean, they're not like, they're not like fucking hairy, like, oh my god, you look like a fucking forest. No. I mean, it's decent, right? It's manageable, right? But it still took a long time. Anyway, so I fucking started just going in, fucking hell, dude. And I was living with my aunt at the time, back in Glendale. So I'm all like, okay, that, and then I think I went to like this place where they did my fucking eyebrows, and they like pretty much straightened them out, I guess. I have bushy eyebrows, right? I mean, they're not like bushy, but they're thick. But yeah, so I went there, got them cleaned up and everything and whatnot, right? And then after that, that's it. I was set, and I was already fucking gonna do it. Anyways, so next morning, like it was like 5 a.m. on Halloween, right? And I decided to shave, closely, right? Shave everything off. And my cousin at the time, she was going to the same high school as me. I think she was in she was a freshman, I think, and I was a senior. So yeah, she got up early. Because she was gonna go to Halloween as a cat, I guess. I don't know. So she wanted to get everything ready, but she told me, hey, if you want, I could do your makeup. And I'm like, fuck it. I have no idea I don't know what the fuck you're gonna do to me. She just don't make me look like a fucking fool. She did my makeup and everything, and I dressed as a chick for high school, right? I wore one of my aunt's skirts, and bro, I'll tell you this right now, that shit like rode up my fucking thigh, like halfway up my thigh, dude. I felt like, I'm not gonna lie, it was comfortable as shit, right? Like, Jesus, but it was very, very awkward all throughout the day. So I wore a white a white button-up shirt, which was mine. I just rolled up the sleeves, and I tucked it underneath the skirt, right? And yeah, so on Halloween that day, I actually dressed as a chick. And yes, dude, I can tell you this, when he says, I don't suppose she's wrong, but the breezy sensation against my legs feels strange. It's not natural at all. It did, and it does. It does feel like weird, right? Yeah. So I wore my Adidas. I didn't fucking put like heels or anything. But I wore Adidas, my Adidas that I had at the time. I think they were like Kingston's, right? I think they were like the reggae type of thing, like Jamaica colors and stuff like that. Like it was all black, but like the stripes were like green and red, green and yellow, which is, I fucking love those shoes, dude. Anyway, but yeah, and then I wore like short, like ankle socks, right? And what's funny was that like one of my classmates at the time, like they dressed as a girl too, but they didn't go all out as I did. You know what I'm saying? They wore like high socks to hide their hair and shit, and just like a fucking long pencil skirt. I think those are called, right? But yeah, I went in there and like everyone was like, "What the fuck, dude? Oh my god, you actually fucking did it! What the fuck, And it was a fun day. It was fun. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like shit, like everybody was fucking, dude. It was fucking hectic to the point where I was talking to my friend, and and this dude fucking touched my fucking shoulder and goes like, "You want to go to the dance with me?" And I'm all like, and I turned around, like I don't want to fucking toot my own horn, dude. I really don't like tooting my own horn, but I fucking look good with makeup, right? So I turned around and I looked at him, and I talked. I'm all like, "Yo, dude, I appreciate this shit, but I'm a dude." And all of his friends were fucking making fun of him and shit. And he even gave me a fucking rose. I'll be like, "Well, I'll take this though. Don't fucking go do it, whatever the fuck I'm wearing." And yeah, that was a fun day. That was a fun, last Halloween for a short boy. Last Halloween for school. You know what I'm saying? It was fun though. It was fun. Saying my goodbyes to my mother at the large Paris station, surrounded by trains belching steam, was a gloomy enough experience as it was, without me being clad in a dress. Fuck me. It's not how I would have chosen to say goodbye to my mother by my choices, but my choices, it doesn't seem to matter at all nowadays. I shift slightly discomforted and picked up the hem of my skirt. "Don't fidget, Marcel." Aunt Albertine presses a hand against mine, forcing me still. Her fingers are long, and her nails are neatly clipped and carefully bare. That means, they're very sensible hands. The hands of a schoolmistress. Fidgeting isn't very ladylike. You're acting like you're uncomfortable in your own skin. I would have been like, "Yo, Aunt Albertine, listen, this is my first day of becoming a chick, right? I don't know how to act other than this, but I'm not entirely sure if it's my own skin." Yo, Marcel, see what I mean? Yo, in this game, this fucking visual novel just speaks to me in a whole different level, bro. I the printed dress dubiously. It doesn't look like it belongs to me, though I can see my own knees forming little islands between the fabrics. When I move my right leg, bending it slightly. Oh, I'm tired of shit, but I'll try to fucking do this. When I move my right leg, I'm actually gonna move my leg. Okay, and bend it slightly at the knee. I'm alarmed to see the fabric of my dress shifting around. Oh, so he's like he's shimming his leg, I guess. The brass knuckles on my knee. Wait. Oh, okay. Yeah. I thought we were talking about like brass knuckles. You know what I'm saying? Like the ones you put in your fist, not the fucking ones in your shoes. I was about to say, dude, we're just gonna throw it down? Okay, I mean, we could have done that in Paris, but fuck it. I frown at them. These shoes don't belong to me. Neither do the stockings nor the dress. None of it is mine. None of it represents me as I was. But I suppose this is who I am now. For a full year, Marcel, not forever. I am not Marcel, the son of George de Saint-Remy and Leonie Bruguière. I'm somebody else. I wish I knew who I was. Somebody. Okay. Wait. What? I wish I knew who that somebody was. Okay. I know wearing the dress in wearing the dress. Wearing the dress and shimmies. Okay, I don't know what the fuck that is. I need to look up the shimmies. What the fuck is a shimmy? Chemise? Oh, so this is the thing that goes under the dress, I think? Maybe? In the 1800s, a chemise, or whatever you want to call it, was a basic loose-fitting undergarment worn by women, serving as a layer next to the skin to protect. Okay, yeah. So, okay, I read about this. And I actually seen videos of it, where back then it wasn't like, normal to wash your clothes, right? So what you would do with like any clothes that you don't want to dirty, you would actually wear something like this. I think men had it too, but it was different, right? But with women, like, they had this like, I'm seeing it right now, this like really long, like it's sort of like a nightgown, right? Something like that. And it would go under the dress pretty much. So you won't sweat on it, so you won't sweat on it or nothing. And then once you're like done with your day, like, women would like take off the dress and just literally just like start like dusting it, like, and like, cleaning it and stuff like not clean, but like cleaning it, like wiping it clean with like a rag, taking out the dirt and everything. But it would never touch your body. That's pretty cool. I don't know if I want to get used to it, Marcel. We don't have a fucking choice. You should be thankful that you don't have to wear a corset. They're terrible for the back and the ribs. They cinch on your waist and in something dreadful. I don't let my girls wear such clothes. They're too young and it's bad for their size. In my opinion, girls in the countryside should dress a little more natural. I don't know if there's anything natural about me right now. Oh, Marcel, my aunt's eyes softened. You're worried, aren't you? I can see it in your face. I'm sure I'll be fine. That's what I said. That's what I say, but I don't think I believe that neither. Neither does Aunt Albertine. I've never been particularly adept at lying. Now then, will I be able to convince a whole boarding school full of girls that I'm just like them? Yes, listen, like I said before, bro, like, I'm a dude, right? But for some fucking reason, right, or another, like, my face doesn't represent a dude, man. Like, I see myself in the mirror, I'm like, fucking hell, I don't look nothing like my dad, Like, I really don't. Like, I look at myself, like, I have a haircut now, right? I have short hair, and pretty much it's like the one that you see in the in my thumbnails, right? Like how I draw my hair. Like that's how it is, right? Spiky up. Even though I'm like, curly, but I could like manage like my hair to stand up a little bit like this. And I look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, fucking hell, like, especially when I shave, because I don't like my fucking face to be full of beard and mustache, because first and foremost, I don't have a full beard and I don't have a full mustache, and I hate that shit. So I just fucking cut it off every week, right? So I look at myself in the mirror now and I'm like, with the clean shave and everything, and I'm like, fucking, that's what the fuck. Like I look at myself and I'm like, it's really me, dude. Jeez, like I can't do anything about it. You know what I mean? That's why I say I look good with fucking makeup. I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying. I look ridiculous, like a duck trying to blend in with the company of swan. That's a good analogy right there. If my height doesn't give it away, my voice will, or my style of speaking. I'm trying not to worry too much, but in this train compartment, there's not much I can do. I know you and my mother are doing this for my sake, and I'm grateful, really. My mother is the one who really suffered during her life. Compared to her struggle, this is nothing. Well, you're right about that. Your mother has had to deal with a lot ever since she met you. You're a founder of a father. Okay, I hope you've inherited some of her fighting spirit alongside her features. I hope so too. we don't look like it, dude. I mean, we don't show it either because otherwise we would have beaten the fuck out of those dudes who was fucking around with us, you know. But whatever. I just don't know if I'll be able to get used to it. I picked up the hem of my dress again, and Aunt Albertine gently bats my finger away, like swats it. Nah. You had better if you wish to fit in with my girls. Well, I've never really fit in with the boys either. I don't know if I fit in anywhere. You won't with that attitude. Just try and be more positive. I'm sure you'll be right at home. You sure? I'm certain you are a sweet boy. I fail to see why any of my girls wouldn't like you. Really, what with your impeccable manners. Okay. Aunt Albertine, that's all fine and dandy and shit, but we can't be saying that shit. If manners were all it took to make friends, I'd be swimming in them. Good point. I sigh, stare at the window, my brow furrowed. I can see the countryside whirling by before my very eyes. Endless fields and green trees, and hedgerows and little farmhouses. There are sheep grazing at the meadows that look like clouds, and cows so small they might as well be a china ornament, and ponies with hoary manes and tails. Everything looks so small and tiny from far away. It makes me feel like a giant. Now, Marcel, you'll be studying at my school for the following year. When you completed your education and turn 16, you will go back to Paris and return to your mother. Until then, however, you'll be living with me at the boarding school. But if it's a boarding school, won't I have to share a room with other girls? That's true. They will surely uncover my secret then. Oh, you don't need to worry about that. I've made all necessary arrangements already. You won't be in the dorms with the other girls. You can have one of the private chambers that's set aside for a teacher instead. That's troublesome too, man. Like, both options are troublesome in this situation because, you know, one of them, like we said, if we share the room with the girl, you know, they would get too curious, you know, be like, hey, yo, look at this giant woman, you know, a girl. And, you know, at night they were trying to poke around and they wouldn't want to find out. That would happen. And then this is bad too because now the other girls are just going to be like, why the fuck is she having, this whole place to herself? You know what I'm saying? Our music mistress left us earlier this year. She eloped with the political mistress and ran away to Reims. Oh no, she went away. She went away with the political minister, dog. What the fuck? And Albertine sniffs as though Reims is some kind of hub of villainous activity, and for all I know, it could be. I've never been there. I'm more inclined to believe, however, that Aunt Albertine's disapproval stems from the betrayal of her music mistress and not the Reims itself. Thanks to her hasty departure, there's no spare room. You'll be quite on your own, and though it's not much to look at, it's nicer than being hemmed in a dorm with all the girls. Yes, it's true. You know, I would love to have my own room and everything. But then again, there comes the hate. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's not written, you know, in this visual novel, but I'm pretty sure in real life, if this would have happened, you know, I would have gotten hate. There would have been heat coming towards me, bro. 100%. Dude. Oh, why the fuck is this chick over here fucking having her own private chambers while we have to fucking share with everybody else? You'll have your own dresser and your very own wash basin. Doesn't that sound lovely? Okay, I've read about this shit again, dude. Yeah, I don't know why, but I went down the rabbit hole on like the old days, like the olden days, and yes, like not a lot of people had the luxury of taking a bath, you know, like some people would go days, you know, without taking a proper bath, you know, and like the only people who would be able to take baths, and not even like constantly, but like one day yes, and like probably like 4 days, you know, no, were people like this, like rich people. You know, like rich people are the only ones who had like a bath or a basin at this point, which is like a small tub that you could sit down. I think that's where it is, and you know, just like fuddle around with water and shit. But yeah, you know that's true. You know, it sounds rather cramped and compared to the spacious apartment in Paris I share with my mother. But I don't say that. That would be unkind, considering all Aunt Albertine's been done good for me. Nice, but what will other girls say? Won't they wonder why I'm giving special fucking treatment? Whew, I told you, don't. You see what I mean? Me and Marcel right now, we're like tight. We are like linked. Just saying. They don't have the time to such idle pursuits. They have their hands full with their own schoolwork, and none of them have the particularly. None of them are particularly imaginative. They would make for very poor detectives. Yo, Aunt Albertine, you can't be saying that shit about your fucking girls, dude. This is your school we're talking about. It just fucking tells me you're doing a bad job at fucking schooling them. I'll concoct some fib or another. Perhaps I'll say you suffer from night terrors, and they'll be content enough to believe it. That is true. Actually, I hope you're right. I nibble on my lower lip. It's a bad habit, but it's one I picked up from my mother. Okay. If I had to inherit any of my parents' negative traits, I'm glad I inherited the rather inoffensive ones. I don't want to be a drunken roast. Hold up. Now I gotta fucking know what this word means. Roastabout. Roastabout is an unskilled or casual labor. Jesus Christ. Like my father. Okay. Don't be so anxious, Marcel. I am sure my girls will take you at once, though you must learn to keep yourself neat and tidy. If there is one thing I dislike, is sloppiness. Oh, we got an achievement. 2 mayonnaise. That's right. Aunt Albertine leans forward and brushes a few strands of hair behind my head. You have my ear. She might be my aunt. I stiffen up at her touch regardless. I haven't seen her in years. She's a variable stranger to me, and I despise being my mother. Despite being my mother's sister, she doesn't have my mother's blonde hair or blue eyes. Aunt Albertine looks like a different species to my mother altogether. Firmer and stronger, with thick forearms and copper eye. Damn, she works out, bro? Damn, son, alright. I can dig it. Hair tied into a smart and sensible bun. She's a very bit of a stereotypical school mistress. But maybe to be a school mistress, you have to look like this. Perhaps it's a requirement of the profession. I wonder. Now listen carefully, Marcel. My school might be in the countryside, and it's not nearly as well furnished, as well funded as your fancy city schools. Okay, but I run a tight ship. Alright? I have high standards, and I expect a lot from my girls. You might be my nephew, but if you fall behind class, I will punish you, just like I would any of my students. Do you understand? I understand. No, that's not good. I beg your pardon? You can't be sassy, bro. Relax. You will be my pupil from now on, and such. You shall address me with the respect I'm due. Now try again from the top. Alright, I'm sorry, but damn. Very good. Now, while we are at school, I can't let the others know you really are my nephew. I'll keep that a secret, but I will try to watch over you as when I can. I owe Leonie that much. I wasn't able to help her all these years ago, though I tried to rebuff me? Okay. She thought she knew the best. It's finally, fuck, I'm fucking tired already, bro. She now has finally swallowed her pride and asked for my advice. I don't want to let her down. I won't let you down. You will have the peaceful, relaxing education in mayonnaise you always deserve, Marcel. I promise you that. You'll make so many new friends and learn many new skills. Oh boy. That when the year's over, I dare say you will entirely be a different person. I know my aunt means to cheer me up, but her inexhaustible energy only serves to make me feel even weirder. I don't know if I want to become a new person. How can I? I hardly even know who I am now. And in my chemist and my dress, chemise, I don't know, and the black shoes with the buckles. I don't feel like my usual self, but I don't know what my usual self is. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't know what I'm supposed to do, but I don't. Oh shit! I gotta end the video now, bro, before I fucking fall asleep. But I don't want to have much time to figure out. These train tracks won't stretch for long, forever. All right. My aunt and I arrive at the station. Nevers around 2 hours later. I offer to carry Aunt Albertine's traveling bags, but she shoos me away. It's alright, dear. You don't have to trouble yourself with my luggage. But maybe you're used to helping Leonie, but I am more capable of managing my own affairs. That is a point I pride myself upon. In fact, I am no delicate flower. Calling us a delicate flower, Aunt Albertine? Fuck. As such, I am forced to exit the station empty-handed while Aunt Albertine struggles with 3 bags that are much too heavy for her. I like to offer some sort of assistance, but what can I do? She already declined my help. That's what I would do too. Fuck it. Suitable chastise. I begin to look around the city, if it can be called that. Nevers is not nearly as big as Paris. Oh man. The people are fewer and the buildings are small. And when the pigeons, and even the pigeons that peck the ground for food, seem somehow lackadaisical. Whatever. The pigeons in Paris are more larger and fat. Oh, I'm fucking getting delirious, bro. But they are vicious enough to fight one another, even for the most partly of scraps. The pigeons in Nevers, meanwhile, have far less pep. They're so underfed that they can barely flap their wings or lift their feather heads. I was fucked up. My aunt stands at the side of the road, and I wait alongside her. Eventually, an ominous omnibus comes trotting around the road. Horses. Okay, the omnibus stops for Aunt Albertine and me, and the two of us climb inside. Aunt Albertine struggles with the bags again, and it's only then that she allows me to help her. I worry that a solo attempt on her end to haul the bags onto the omnibus will result in them being dropped in the cobblestone, but then the collapse is not okay. The journey from Nevers to Burgundy countryside it's a bumpy run, marred with numerous potholes in between the road and omnibus rocks unevenly. I sway to and fro, my head bobbing against the window more times than I count. That one fucking walking to the school with the concussion, dude. I can hear the cracking of the wood wheels, the sorting of the horses, the hooves fall against the uneven ground, and an unsteady clip-clopping kind of fashion. A sound which is broken by the occasional crack of the coachman's whip. My journey can hardly be called comfortable, not in comparison to the trams in Paris. Paris trams are pulled by horse, much like this omnibus, but their seats are more comfortable, upholstered, and they're not so cramped. It's not so bumpy, of course. It's a countryside, but relax. My fellow passengers chatter about me. The hum of their voices filling my ears. I can smell those men and women around me too, from the different social strata, mixed in with the aroma of horse. Is the horse pooping or something? Like farting in the back or something? We're just whipping it. Those wearing sensations are so overwhelming. I have to squeeze my eyes shut. Oh, bro. Okay, we're gonna leave it here, bro. By the way, let's save it. Yeah. So, thank you guys for coming. Appreciate it. Thank God everyone we're alive because everyone's name would be workplace. Happy that everyone's with him because everything's gonna be alright. Trust me. There we go. Yes. So yeah. Yeah. I don't like when people like drown themselves in perfume, dog. I can't. My dad is one of those people. Like he just lets it rip, you know. And like whenever he goes to like church, because he's like, he goes to like those like, what are they called? Christian churches. I don't know what the fuck they're called. But whenever he goes there, like he dresses nice and stuff like that, right? Like I said, he goes with his wife. And they both dress presentable, but my man, he just like dives into the perfume bottle head first and bathing. It's just too strong in my opinion. Like in my opinion, I think perfumes should be like strong enough for you to remember the person, but not strong enough for that person to still be lingering in the room when they left. You know, like a good hug would be like, oh, you know, you smell nice, you know, and that's it. You know, not, oh, you smell nice, but now you're all over me. That's how I feel it. And Marcel over here has a point. Fucking people, then, especially when we're like this. Just saying. But yeah, man, there it is. Embraced by Autumn. We made it to the point where we actually are just dressing different. We haven't gone to the school. We haven't gone to school, but you know, yeah, this visual novel's, you know, interesting, bro. Like at first I was hesitant to buy it, but at the same time I'm like, yeah, you know what? Fuck it. I'll read it. Now I'll probably come back to it some other time and, you know, keep reading it for you guys. But for the rest of this week, we do have other games that I want to play, especially Blue Archive that just came out on Steam. If you guys haven't noticed yet, by the time the video comes out, Blue Archive on Steam is out. So I will be playing some Blue Archive for you guys tomorrow and show you guys, like, you know, my progress and stuff like that. And then there's another demo that I want to play, a horror. I think it's a horror demo. Who knows? And yeah. So, you know, I'm gonna take a back seat on reading this one, and I'm not gonna continue it. We're gonna stay here. If I do come back to it some other day, you know, I'll let you know. But yeah, see you guys in the next one. Peace out, everybody. All right, guys, stay have fun, stay. Go play some Embraced by Autumn. You know, go check it out. It's an interesting one. It's an interesting one per se, because, you know, it's cool. You know, like I did it once, like I said before. I did it once in high school, my last year of high school, where I dressed as a chick, and I'll tell you this right now, it's a weird feeling. It's a weird feeling. Real quick, right? My history teacher, right? What was it, advanced history or whatever? She looked at me and she started laughing, right? And she goes like, "Oh, now you're gonna know how we feel when we sit down, you know?" And I was like trying to cross my legs and I couldn't. So what I had to do was just fucking put the backpack in between my legs. That's it, man. But, you know, other than that though, it was a fun day that I will cherish throughout the rest of my life. Will I do it again? I'm not too sure, bro. I'm not too sure. Oh, fucking hell. Maybe some other day in the future, you know what I'm saying, when I lose a lot of weight. Right now I am losing weight. I'm happy to say that I am. But, you know, maybe some other day when I'm more fit. Alright, guys, that's it. Here's up for reals. I'll see you guys tomorrow with more games. Oh, and I forgot to tell you guys that I fell skating. So that's why I'm like fucking like this. And everyone, please have a good afternoon, good evening, and good